Hey everyone, welcome back to Fat Back Skinny Legs. Got a crazy update for you this week. So this is a new bike day slash old bike review. And so I'd like to start off by reviewing my current hardtail fat bike, which is a Motobecon Night Train Bullet 2020 with the dropper post. It came with that. There's one Bullet Night Train that does not come with the dropper, and this came with SRAM SX drivetrain and Shimano BT201 brakes, which are basically the bottom of the line. All right. Now, what I'd like to say about Bikes Direct is there's a lot of people that have negative opinions. They think that it undercuts the market and stuff. I have a different opinion. I think that if it wasn't for Bikes Direct, a lot of people won't get into the sport because it kind of bridges the gap between a really crappy department store Walmart bike and a really nice bike shop bike. There's got to be something in between there. And I believe that's where Bikes Direct falls. I ended up paying $1,500 for my bike, and it says compare at $4,000. And that's more marketing because they do cut corners. They have to. They're a business and they need to make money. So always remember that. If it's really cheap, there's got to be a reason for it. So I found out where the corners were cut on mine were the brakes, the drivetrain, and hubs. You know, all the little things that make all the difference, but you don't really notice. Drivetrain worked fine. The brakes were okay until I moved to Arizona, where I average about 150 vertical feet per mile. Brakes were absolutely unacceptable for that type of terrain. Anyway, and one last thing is the hubs. They came with these Novatec hubs, and it only took me about 3 months to destroy my rear hub. Ratchet ring broke. And fortunately, it was under warranty, and I was able to send it back, and they fixed it. But I was out for a month with no bike. I ordered a 29er plus wheel set, and I ended up using that back tire quite a bit, especially in San Francisco in the city, because it had a very quiet hub and it's a real tall, fast wheel compared to the 26-inch, 5-inch, 26 by 5. Anyway, that's pretty much my Bikes Direct review. I really loved it. I still love it. I'm going to keep it. And but if it wasn't for that bike, I would not have spent as much as I did in the last year on tune-ups and parts, upgrades and stuff like that. So the local bike shop, I believe, benefits from places like Bikes Direct because it gets somebody, like if I didn't have it, I never would have gotten back into it. So it basically made me a customer of the mountain bike industry. Now, on to the ride, or on to the next bike. So we are looking at, well, first of all, let me give you a little backstory. About a year ago, in fact, a year ago on the 2nd of November, I rode South Mountain here in Phoenix, or down in Phoenix, for the first time. And right then, I was halfway through the ride getting just kicked all over the place when I realized maybe there's a limit to the limitation to the trail hardtail is capable of. Or it's really not, but I just, for comfort or for speed or for practicality purposes, some of these trails were just too intense for a hardtail. And that's when I heard about this Growler Double Stout from my friends in Lake Tahoe. And lo and behold, a year later, I ended up with it as a Christmas present / birthday present rolled into one. And I got it. My dream bike as a present, which is even better. I got to pick out all the parts, and I went with the Growler Double Stout. As soon as I saw it, I knew that's what I wanted. It was a toss-up between the Growler and the Lemire, and I went with the Growler because of the geometry. The Lemire is more of a racing fat bike, or at least that's what I understood. I understood that's what it was. And this Growler Double Stout has a geometry of more of an all-around trail bike, and that's kind of what I was looking for. When I was on the trail, I only did 3 miles in Sedona last night. We did Dawa and OK Trail, like basically a blue and a green. And but this bike reminded me of basically sitting in a couch riding my bike. It was like a flying sofa. The shifting, I'm telling you, there is no hype about electronic wireless shifting. It really is the best. In summary, Bikes Direct is a good company to work with if you're getting new to the sport or back into the sport and you're shocked by you have sticker shock. But as far as when you're ready for your next bike, I could not recommend Growler enough. This bike was just, everything was great from beginning to end. I had several conversations with the owner of the company, often on his own time. I can hear kids in the background when he's eating dinner, talking to me about different kinds of brakes and whether or not I want an oval ring or not. So this company is awesome. I recommend Growler for sure. Anything from a full suspension fat bike to a gravel bike. That's all I got for you this week, but pay attention for the next few weeks as we break in this bike and really start showing what it's capable of. There's one road called the Rockwall Trail that I did back in May sometime, and I was halfway down it and I said this. And I had to stop a few times. I was just absolutely beat up from the feet up. Well, the reason that happened was because I was on not only my hardtail, but I had a 29er plus in the rear. So one of the first things I want to do is come down Rockwall Road again and time myself and see how much better it is.